Charizard, where are you going, mate? Come back with Mr. Donaldson's Magmar.
Ah, you can do one, Ash. I finally found the real man.
What? Is he talking about me?
What are you going on about, mate? Last week you were in love with a Chansey.
God, I'm sick of his shit jokes and that little yellow thing he's in love with. I tell thee, I'm gonna take Magmar around the world.
Oh, Chari, you're my hero.
And so Magmar and Charizard embarked on a fiery romance together, a love that would echo around the world.
Oh, Chari, hold on to me and never let go.
I'll never let go, never.
Yes, welcome to another video with me, the Angry Trainer. In this video I'm going to be showing you some battles that I did with Shadow Charizard. I did use it last time KANTO Cup was around and I did have some success, but I can't say the same for this time. It does struggle in this meta a lot. I'm still going to show you some fun battles. So my Charizard is ranked about 431st in the Great League, so not too bad. Fire Spin, Dragon Claw and Blast Burn as per usual. I will be pairing this up with the same two from my previous video, the Strong Claw of Lapras and Nidoqueen. I did TM away Ice Beam from the Lapras to give it Skull Bash, and the Nidoqueen running Poison Jab, Poison Fang and Earth Power as per usual. So after a few battles I will be swapping out Lapras for Licky Tongue. I've just finished my Excel version. And this is not Lit Licky, get out of there, Jesus. Yeah, so I've just finished this, it's ranked about 100 odd, so pretty good. And just due to my shortage in TMs, I'll be running it with Hyper Beam. So here we go into the battles. And just before we do start, I just want to give a big shout out to Zionic for featuring my last video in his newest video. Please go over there and show him some love. Anyway, into the first one. So this is a Nidoqueen on the lead, so it's pretty good for us. It's a Shadow Nidoqueen at that. So we're going to go for the Surf, and they do decide to shield, so that's a pretty good start for us. I'm surprised they didn't swap out. This does tell me that there may be a weakness to Lapras in the back, which I have seen quite a lot. So they swap out into their own Lapras, and this is a Shadow version. So we're building up to the Skull Bash, and I'm expecting them to let this go through, considering they've already used the shield. And they do actually commit their second shield, so that's a big surprise to me. So the Lapras Mirror Match is one of the reasons I TM'd away Ice Beam. I did realise that I'm probably not going to use its Lapras in any other league, so I might as well just get rid of it, as I have plenty others that have the legacy moves. So we're going to bring in the Charizard. We're up 2 shields to none, so we're in a very, very strong position. We're obviously going to shield up the Surf. I'm going to farm up a little bit, and then I think we're going to go for the Blast Burn. This is easily going to take out the Lapras. The thing with Shadow Charizard is it hits so hard, but it is obviously very, very glassy. The normal Charizard isn't particularly bulky. So we're waiting for them to bring in the next Pokemon. They're probably thinking that whatever bring in isn't going to be able to survive a Blast Burn, and that's probably going to be the case. So we'll just see how much damage this does to a Pidgeot. Here we go. Bosh, goodbye son. Alright, so into the Nidoqueen, and this is a GG's. So straight away you can see the power of Shadow Charizard as a closer when you get that shield advantage. So my opponent there made a big mistake staying in at the start and giving up that shield against the Lapras before swapping out. They might as well have just swapped out straight away and saved that. And they maybe could have brought in the Nidoqueen in there to take some damage from the Charizard at the end and not the Pidgeot. So into the next battle against Denny Tekanoichi. And we've got Machamp on the lead, so this is absolutely horrendous for us. So we're going to go straight into the Nidoqueen. And they do swap into a Snorlax, which is a pretty good matchup for the Nidoqueen. Looks like it is a Shadow Snorlax. So we will be able to win this matchup if they don't commit any shields. And we've already got the Snorlax down over half health, but the Body Slam is going to do a lot of damage. Now if we do let this go through, they could potentially lick us down, so we are going to commit a shield just in case they decide to shield themselves. I kind of am expecting them to shield. So we're going to go ahead and throw the second Poison Fang. They do throw up a shield, so we're expecting another Body Slam to come through, and at this point I think I might as well just go ahead and shield up, as we don't want the Lapras aligned with the Machamp. So we do commit our last shield. They've got 1 shield advantage. See what they come back in with. They're actually going to come in with the Machamp again. So that's absolutely perfect, and it makes me think that they must have something that's weak to Nidoqueen in the back. But yeah, it's a bit of a strange one. I would have thought they would have come in with whatever's back there, because they do have a shield still. So they throw the Cross Chop to stop us getting off any more energy, and we come in with the Charizard, and they go straight into an Alolan Muck. So very, very curious as to why they didn't just come in with the Muck. Considering they had to commit a shield anyway, they might as well have just done that. It would have taken us more energy to get off the Earth Power. So we bank a Blast Burn and we swap into the Lapras, and we're building up, and they get to the Dark Hole, so I don't know why we're over farming there. So this could take us out, and we hang on barely just to get off a Surf, which is absolutely perfect. So you can see here I'm actually undercharging the Surf, and that's because I don't want to take out the Alolan Muck fully, because if then a Machamp come in and got an extra counter, they may have been able to get to a move. So we do actually go down, and then we come in with the Charizard and we farm down the Muck, and we throw the Blast Burn against the faux Goro, and we take him out, and it's GG's to my opponent there. So yeah, I did find it very difficult to get any joy out of this team. I did actually drop my score quite a bit since my last video. But you know, I've reached legend rank and all that matters is bringing some entertaining battles. But yeah, I haven't been playing particularly great. But anyway, into the next battle. We've got a Snorlax on the lead, so this is potentially not too great for us because if they land the superpower, we will be in a bit of a bad way. It looks like we're not going to shield up, and they do land the superpower, so it does a massive chunk of health. They come in with a Hypno, and we do decide to stay in and just throw the Skull Bash, and this is the problem with this team really. It is pretty weak to Hypno, or like Hypno and a water type in the back. It's absolutely devastating for the team. But you know, whatever. It's pretty difficult to run Spice in this meta. So yeah, we bring in the Charizard after we get the Hypno really low. We're going to have to commit Shield, which is not very good for us, as we still have the Snorlax that's sitting back there. So wait and see what they're going to bring in. They do bring in a Pidgeot. So we're farming up and we're going to go for the bait, and it looks like they got a Gust through, which is absolutely terrible for us. They do shield up the Dragon Claw, and then we're going to build up to the Blast Burn and throw this, and expecting them to commit their second shield. So we do throw that, and they do commit the second shield. We go down. Now I'm thinking about what I need to do here, so I'm going to come in with a Nidoqueen, and it looks like we're going to look to catch, and we completely foul on the catch. What a dickhead. So anyway, we come back in with the Nidoqueen after we fouled on that swap there. We're going to throw the Poison Fang. It isn't enough to KO, and now they're going to get off a move. Now I'm thinking that either way this is going to be bad for us, but it's probably going to be the Brave Bird just in case we do let it go through. And in comes the Snorlax that we saw in the beginning. So at this point we're just going to look to farm up to the Earth Power. But for whatever reason, I think I'm looking at the health thinking that an Earth Power is not going to be enough. So I tried to build up to 2 Poison Fangs, which is just absolutely stupid. Looking at the health, I think that an Earth Power probably would have KO'd. So some tragic misplays on my part there. So as you can see now, we're running the Lickitung on the lead. So the general idea of this is just if we get a bad lead, then we'll swap into Nidoqueen. And if they bring out the Hypno or maybe even a Water type, then that's good for the Charizard to then sweep in the back. So we did lead Hypno, which is absolutely perfect, and they swapped into a Primate. So we counter swapped with the Nidoqueen, which is very good to get this out of the way because obviously the Lickitung is going to be weak to the Primate. We're expecting the Hypno to come back in here, so we're probably just going to throw a Poison Fang. So we get the Poison Fang off. And we're going to look to just do as much damage as we can, and maybe get another one off and lower their attack once more, but we're not able to get it off, which is unfortunate. But it's fine, we're going to come back in with the Lickitung, and they have a Machamp in the back, so we're going to come in with the Charizard now. And even though the counters are resistant, look how much damage it's already done. Like, it just shows that Charizard is so glassy, it's insane. It's really difficult to run in the Great League. I was going to build my 93% one for the Master League Premier Cup Classic, but I used my Stardust on other investments, and to be honest, I did think that it probably was going to struggle in that meta, but you might still see that before the leagues change. But in the end, we're able to farm down all the way. We did commit both our shields, but then the Hypno is going to come back in, and it's going to have to shield up under threat of a Blast Burn. We do just hit the Dragon Claw though, and we get to another Dragon Claw, so that's absolutely perfect. Charizard putting in the work here, and helping us seal the win. I mean, it wasn't even close in the end, was it? Lickitung is so thick, it's ridiculous. So thick indeed, it might as well be called Thicky Tongue. I would leave, but I have to narrate the rest of these battles. Anyway, apologies for that. So this battle we had a Aloe Marowak in the lead with our Lickitung, so they swapped out into a Snorlax, so we've gone straight into the Nidoqueen. We've seen this before, so it's the same sort of thing in the previous matchup where I will shield here, just because if they shield up the next one, they could potentially lick us down. Though to be honest, I think we're going to be able to farm down the whole way. We should be able to let this go and then possibly farm down. And then that will leave us with some energy for whatever comes back in. More than likely it's going to be the Marowak, and in that case we're going to go straight for the bait because they're definitely going to shield up, so we might as well go for the Poison Fang and lower the defense anyway. So they do shield up, and we've actually got enough energy for another one, but we're not going to get to an Earth Power, so we'll just go and throw another Poison Fang, and they're double debuff now. Now they actually swap out into a Victory Bell before I can even make a decision, so we come in with Charizard, and it is absolutely destroying the Victory Bell. Goodbye. And for anyone that really hated the Grass Hole team, then that was a pleasure for you to watch there. So next battle, we have a Hypno on the lead, so very, very good for the Lickitung, and they swap in their own Lickitung, so we go straight into the Nidoqueen. They're going to throw a Body Slam straight away, it looks like. We should be able to take this quite comfortably, and then we're going to throw our own Poison Fang and get the old debuff off on the Lickitung. And it's quite a standard matchup here. We're going to have to shield once if we want to win. And we should be able to just farm down the whole way after the shield. I hope. There's potential they may be able to get off 2 Body Slams actually looking at it. So we're going to see what happens here. They throw the first Body Slam. And we actually let it go through, which is crazy. Very interesting. I don't remember this battle particularly. So we're going to come back in with the Lickitung, it looks like, and yeah, they do actually have 2 body slams, so that's probably why I didn't shield, because I would have had to then commit a second shield. So instead of that, I've come in with the Lickitung, we've tanked the body slam, and now we've licked down, we've got quite a lot of farm because of the resisted licks. And now we're going to go for the Hyper Beam onto this Eradicate, and we're hoping they don't shield. No one's expecting this, and look at the damage that does. And you know, like Lickitung doesn't do a lot of damage anyway, so but Hyper Beam is such a strong move, absolutely destroying. So they bring in Hypno after we swap into the Charizard, and now we're going to go for the bait, and we're at 2-to-1 shields now, so I'm expecting they probably will end up shielding up the next one. So we're going to put a shield up ourselves and stop ourselves from going down. Should be able to get off one more move, and it's going to be the Blast Burn. Oh no, we do actually bait again, which is quite insane. I don't know why, because we're not going to get to another move anyway, so it looks like I was being a bit optimistic, thinking I could probably survive one more confusion. So instead we come in with the Lickitung, we're going to go straight for the Body Slam, because we don't want them to get off any of their energy. And at this point I'm thinking I've probably got this match sealed. We just need to get off a Body Slam against the Yellow and Eradicate. They're going to throw a charge move, likely is going to be the Crunch. And I'm looking to hit the Body Slam, and they actually get to another move, and this actually really shocked me. I didn't think that it would have had enough energy to get to a second move, and look, we had the Body Slam there, and for some reason in this period of a really bad run of games I had, multiple times I had the energy, and the game would not let me get it off. Go Battle League is incredibly laggy at the minute. I'm sure you've all experienced it. Don't know what's going on, to be honest, but yeah, I know for a lot of people have said it's a lot worse than what I've experienced, and I have experienced quite a lot of bits like that where I can't get off the moves. So into this battle we had a Lickitung against the Pidgeot, and I knew they were going to end up throwing the Feather Dance, and my plan was just to store all the energy and swap straight out. They do stay in, so that's pretty good for us. We got off the Poison Fang and debuffed them. Expecting they're going to go for another Feather Dance actually, but we had to shield up just in case it was a Brave Bird, so it would have taken us out. Magneton comes in, we're definitely going to go for the bait here. We have to get some shields off and then threaten so that they don't build up too much energy, because we're not going to want to use another shield, I'm pretty sure. So we do get to the Earth Power, and they're farming up a bit too much. They're going to have to commit their second shield now, so that's very good for us. A little bit of a misplay on their part. So they're farming and they're farming. They're going to throw the move now. We're going to have to let this go through. We don't want to commit the second shield. And then likely we're going to come in with the Charizard, I would have thought. Farm down the whole way, and then shield up whatever they throw, because this will obviously take us out. Hoping that they're not going to be able to get to another move, but I'm sure they wouldn't. They for some reason go for the Magnet Bomb, but obviously we're definitely going to shield up anyway, so it's probably lower energy move. And they're coming in with the Lickitung now, so we're going to see how much a Blast Burn does to this thick boy. So here we go, this is going to be a heavy damage, but it's probably not going to take it out. No, but it does do a massive chunk to that fat licky boy. Anyways, they throw a Body Slam and it KOs pretty much. Like, some of these Shadows in the Great League have the bulk of a P. The Pidgeot come back in, and Lickitung just going to go for a Hyper Beam and say goodbye. And in comes their own Lickitung. They realise that it's a lost cause, and they submit the match. And GG's to my opponent. So one of the good situations, having Hyper Beam against something like a Pidgeot, just hits that extra bit harder when you need to do more than a Body Slam. But it does take ages to get up to, and you can pretty much just go for 2 Body Slams. But if you need that little bit more than 2 Body Slams, then it's good. So in this matchup, we had a Hypno on the lead, another very good lead, and they've gone into the Dugong. And we did stay in, and we're farming up a little bit. I think we're just going to tank the move, and maybe... Well, I don't know what we're doing here. Looks like we're actually maybe going to go for a Hyper Beam, which seems massively counterproductive. So it just shows the sort of plays I was going for. Maybe just trying to hit this Hyper Beam just for shits and giggles, you know what I mean? But anyway, we do hit the Hyper Beam, and it's now been double debuffed. But it still does a nice chunk of damage. Going to come in with the Charizard and look to farm down the whole way. They're obviously going to go for an Icy Wind now to debuff us, but we've built up quite a lot of energy, so that's quite nice for us. Likely whatever's going to come in is going to be shielding up whatever we throw. So we go for the Dragon Claw bait, the most predictable bait in the history of Battle League, but you know, everyone's going to shield this up because no one wants to get hit by a Blast Burn. We do actually go for the Blast Burn next, which is quite a surprise to me. Are they going to shield this up? They let it go through and it absolutely demolishes the Hypno. Barely any health left on it now. We're going to bring back in the Lickitung. I think we may let this go. Yeah, we're going to let it go, and it's a Fire Punch anyway, so not too bad. And then they bring in a Magneton, and it's the Nidoqueen against Magneton. So we've seen this before. We have to go for the bait. We're not going to get to 2 Earth Powers more than likely. It does charge its moves very quickly, does Magneton. So we throw the bait, and they do fall for it. So now it's just a case of shielding up the Magnet Bomb and getting to the Earth Power. More than likely, they're going to get to a Magnet Bomb before we can get to the Earth Power, so they're going to get this off. It does a lot of damage. There you go. And now look at that, absolutely ridiculous. Over-farmed, and we did not get off the energy, and they take us out of a Magnet Bomb, and the game is over. What was that all about, you idiot? unbelievable. I don't know if that was me being an idiot or whether it was just the game being laggy, because that's how bad it's been. But that was just, oh. Anyway, into the next one. So we had a Primeape on the lead, which is very bad for the Licky Boy. And we're going to bring in our Nidoqueen here, and they have stayed in, and I was thinking, why have you stayed in? And it's because you have Ice Punch. So they completely catch us off guard there and take out a big chunk of our health. Primeape obviously doing a lot of damage. And then they come in with a Lapras, and they Ice Shard us down before we can even get off a Poison Fang. Absolutely terrible. So in comes a Lickitung. We're going to build up a lot of energy. At least they are down a shield. That is one saving grace, and we're going to be able to avoid the Primeape for now. They're going to throw the Surf, and we're going to build up to what would be a Power Whip and throw it, and hope that maybe they'll throw the second shield. It's possible that we do actually just go for the Hyper Beam here, thinking that they probably won't shield up because they have the Primeape, so they could just come back in with the Primeape and farm down. And what happens? They shield it up, don't they? Go on. Yes, you would shield up the Hyper Beam. Yes, of course you would. Anyway, so I expected us to let that go, but we actually threw a shield, which was quite surprising, looking back at it. And I think it's because we're just trying to get this Lapras out of here. But they actually outpaced us to a Body Slam, so that's terrible. But then I'm thinking, actually, it's not too bad, because we can come in now with the Charizard, and we're going to be able to farm down the Lapras. So now we're just hoping we can just sweep with the Charizard, whatever they're going to bring in there. Hopefully they can't take it, but it is a Primeape that comes in, so we're going to throw the Dragon Claw and take the Primeape out, and then what is going to be in the back? Can we outpace it to a Blast Burn? It's a Raticate, so there is a potential we can outpace it, but are we going to be able to take it out with a Blast Burn? Raticate is slightly tanky, but this thing hits so hard. Here we go. Charizard seals the deal. Was that 1 HP? I don't know, but it absolutely swept there in the back, and that was a really good battle. I enjoyed that one. It's probably one of the best ones that I had with Charizard. GG's to my opponent there. So into the next one, we've got Lickitung against Snorlax, so it's not particularly great for us, because obviously if they hit us with the superpower, they're going to be doing a lot of damage. Looks like we actually try and swap out and catch the superpower, which is quite hard to do, and they overfarmed and they just hit us with a Body Slam, so not the best. They come in with Hypno, so it's not looking great at all. We're going to just throw some Poison Fangs and debuff this thing, and then hope we can farm down with the Lickitung. It does look like they're actually going to farm us down the whole way, so we're going to get off the other Poison Fang. We're not going to be able to get to enough power, which is a shame. Try and force a shield, but they are debuffed now, so we come in with the Lickitung, and we're farming down, and they have farmed up a lot, and I'm thinking to myself, this isn't a Focus Blast, there's no way. You mug. So yeah, so that's pretty much GG's, because, you know, we have 2 shields, but Charizard is so squishy, 2 shields doesn't really help you, because the fast move damage from most of these Pokemon is doing so much to Charizard, it's insane. So we do a Hyper Beam to the Nidoqueen, which is nice to pretty much take it out, come with Charizard and farm down, but obviously they get to the Poison Fang, which is not good for us at all. They have 2 shields left, and they have a Snorlax, and we're getting into the yellow already, so this is probably going to be a GG's. It just shows there, something like that, having the Focus Blast, you know, that was it, we had to call it. Should we use a shield? We should have just used a shield anyway, to be honest. Just a bit to play it safe, but they're the calls you got to make. Where most people aren't running Focus Blast, so you play the odds, but you know, we got it wrong on that occasion, so they do take us out. I don't even know why we're still in the battle, to be honest. Rage quit, damn it. Thank you. So GG's to my opponent there, and big GG's to all of my opponents in this video. It was a fun one to run. Always nice to end on a rage quit. I might make that a tradition of the channel, to be fair. Anyway, here's a nice little shiny Nidoran appropriately for the end of the video. So overall, I wouldn't recommend this team, but it was really fun to nuke some stuff with Blast Burn. So thank you very much to anyone that's checked out this video. Please like and subscribe for some more content. I'll definitely be bringing some more spice your way. Also leave a comment, let me know what you think. I appreciate you all. Until next time, stay angry, trainers.